Morning and welcome back. So today we're going to do a full day of eating, a little bit of my routine through the day. So you'll just see me shaving. This guy needs a shave as well, but his is on Wednesday, his shave. So what we'll do today is we'll go through everything I eat, why I eat it. I've put a Q&A out on my Instagram as well. If you're not following that and you want to ask some questions in future, then Danny Hans Physique on Instagram. But we've got a ton of questions on there that I'm going to go through. We'll do a little bit of a sitting down video later on where we'll run through that. But what we'll do now is go through the morning routine. First meal, it's 5 a.m. now. Is it? 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Losing an hour. So it's 4 a.m. So cream of rice will be the first meal. I will bring up the calories in this now. So I'll put the calories on screen. It's 35 grams of Perform Whey protein, 80 grams of cream of rice, and a caramel squares bar. And that 1 gram is unacceptable. There we go. I'd rather be under than over. So how to make perfect cream of rice. Add your cream of rice. Make sure you have a whisk, a boiling kettle. And as you add it, you need to have your whisk game on point. If you're slow at whisking, you're going to have lumpy cream of rice. Now, there's plenty of different brands, there's plenty of different flavours, but for me, the Complete Strength one there mixes so nice, so smooth, and the taste you can't beat. Chocolate salted caramel with the Perform Whey and a squares bar on top is, and this is probably one of the questions that I've been asked, is what is your favourite meal and why? It's got to be this one because I'm probably the most hungry when I wake up. So I look forward to this one. I actually wake up in the middle of the night and just want my sleep to be over so I can get this meal on me. I'm gutted when I wake up and it's 2 a.m. and I've still got another 2 hours. So I'll pop the protein in. Again, we've got Perform Whey. Between this and the Naughty Boy, but I'm really into the chocolate brownie batter, so we will get that added. 35 grams. Again, I'm OCD on this being exactly right. Off season, I'd probably just throw a scoop in and it works itself out, but on prep, despite the fact 1 single gram is not going to make a difference, it's more a promise to myself that I'm going to stick to the calories. So by adding an extra gram in or adding an extra, I don't know, free berries or something like that, it's that's the first promise that I've broken to myself. And then the second one might be I'm going to skip cardio this week, and it just spirals from there. And it's just little bad behaviours lead to more bad behaviours. So as you can see, that is the consistency I like. Pop the kettle away or I'll get shouted at. Pink salt, normally go for about 2 grams, which on this fine little device is about 10 seconds. And then the squares bar to top. Again, if you mix the squares bar in, you kind of end up with no taste for it. So again, I'm a bit funny with this. I will cut it into squares and I will have, like so, a nice top. And then you need to get some of these food scissors because they're sharp. I use them for chicken, I use them for everything. I use them for beef, steak when I'm in off season. So morning cocktail, I went through this in the first video. It's basically electrolytes, glutamine, and we've actually got a new product which contains glutamine by Gas Mark 10 called Daily Setup, or LFG, which stands for Let's Fucking Go. So that's a new product that I've put in there. It's got apple cider vinegar, vitamin C, vitamin D3. Most are all, it's basically a digestive aid. It gets your stomach ready for the day, helps with gut health. So I've got that mixed in there with electrolytes ready for my session. That's a litre, so I'll get that in before I train, along with my cream of rice. We'll run through the morning sups, which I did roughly on the last video. So as you'll see, I've got a nice little old man pill organiser. Monday's pills are here. So in here we have trained by JP, vital support for, you know, all the organs and internals, love heart and heart care, which are for protection of the heart and blood pressure, curcumin, which is an anti-inflammatory and helps with the inflammation that we typically put on our bodies. The hardest one to swallow is a hard pill to swallow. The Multimax, I actually do that one on its own because it's like swallowing a sofa. The omegas, which again give me a nice acid reflux of fish, which I despise. Folic acid again for raised alt levels. I've got K2 and D3, vitamin B complex, boron or boron. I still don't know how to say that one. And yeah, that's us for the morning. So now the big boy. So intra-workout, EAAs, some more electrolytes, creatine. So all of them go in this little cocktail. And then, depending on which flavour I'm fancying, I've got trained by JP Pumpage and I've got Gas Smart 10 Pitbull Pump. So, you know, between those two, we'll see what I go for today. Might go with the JP one, as I had the Gas Smart 10 yesterday. So some electrolytes, primarily because I'm going to sweat out quite a lot of them in the gym. So I like to have 2 servings of them in the morning when I'm most dehydrated. EAAs in the workout window, just to make sure I've got all the essential amino acids readily available when they're needed most, which is when I'm breaking down muscle tissue. And this one here, the Daily Setup LFG, this is the one I was talking about earlier on. So improves digestion, improves gut health, helps balance your pH stabilization, and it's got probiotics in there as well. So it contains 5 grams of glutamine, which is your daily serving anyway, apple cider vinegar, 1.5 grams vitamin C, 1 gram. It's got B12 in there, D3, and probiotic 10 micrograms. So that's one of our newly stocked products. It's been helping with a lot of clients that struggle with digestion in the mornings, and, you know, frequency of trips to the toilet, let's just say. So we will go JP Pumpage today. I am nearly out of this, so that means a new flavour is due. And again, the Pumpage is basically just a pump formula. There's no caffeine in there. It contains citrulline. It contains quite a lot of ingredients which are like more pink Himalayan salt in there that are just proven to help with blood flow, circulation. And, you know, when you're training your muscles, you want the oxygen in them as quickly as possible. So having a good blood flow, having a good pump of blood to the muscles, and definitely the muscle group you're training, is beneficial. So I use pump formula all year round. You know, your body doesn't come immune to it. It works every time. It's not like caffeine. And that's why I keep the No Games, which is the strongest one on the market. I keep that or Stimumax. I keep those for darker days. When I say that, I mean days when I wake up and I'm just not in the mood to go to the gym, because they really kick me up the ass. So, okay, post-workout, just done a pull session. Decided not to show you that today. You know, that's been 3 videos of me with no top on. So this week we'll stay clothed. So this is post-workout hydration sort of formula. So what I normally go with is a scoop of Hydromax in the cola flavour and a scoop of Systemax, which is more down to sort of health as opposed to performance. This is just to give me some more hydration. It's got taurine in it, it's got coconut water extract, stuff like that in there. Systemax more for blood pressure. So the two of those mixed together with a litre of water. I have that post-workout with my post-workout meal, and I'd say it's probably been 40 minutes now since I finished that session. So I normally try and wait about an hour just to get into the state where I'm optimal for digestion. Normally recommend a 30 minutes to a 60-minute period afterwards. So that's the hydration, and then I need to get out the big boy bowl, which in off season sometimes I have to use 2 of these. Sadly, I've checked in this morning and Jake has reduced my food, which is nice. So he actually reduced the first meal this morning. I had 80 grams of cream of rice. That's been reduced to 70, which now has a knock-on effect into this meal, which has also been reduced from 150 grams of cream of rice down to 130. So I actually only get 120 in this now, which sounds a lot, you know, to the people that are sat at home, especially people I coach that might only be on 50 grams, 60, 70 grams. But for me, this is quite a drastic drop because post-workout, probably peak off-season was a squares bar and 200 grams of Cocoa Pops. So this is very, very sad. So I will load this up now and it will be 120 to the very gram as always. I'm going to do a little bit of a combo here. So that's chocolate brownie. And I'm just going to add a little bit of chocolate orange in there, just for like the bitterness of the orange. You got to enjoy it. And annoyingly, there's 121 in there. 120. So I will mix those up now. And we'll put the calories on the screen. So this meal is dead simple, 35 grams of whey and 130 grams of cream of rice, now reduced to 120, as I've had to take some out of this morning's portion. And again, I won't show you how I make this because you'll have seen that in video 1. But yeah, I'll get this and then I'll catch you when it's ready. That is what I would consider perfect consistency. If I made Christy cream of rice, we'd be getting divorced because she likes hers like a cake. So she'd pop that in the microwave. And when you're on prep, every single gram counts. And I will lick that bowl clean. You better believe me. So yeah, some pink salt there, just basically because I've been sweating and sort of depleting my body of glycogen. And as you'll see in my cutlery drawer, I have, at the moment, I'm using a latte spoon, but for later down the line in prep, we get onto these bad boys. So when that bowl is a lot smaller, we pull out the, well, I call it the big guns, but we pull out the tiny little spoons, the little pathetic spoons. And I think I got them from somewhere in the UK, and they were like an espresso spoon. And I just thought, how silly is that spoon? I'm going to buy it. And it does make the meal feel like it's a lot bigger, especially when it's in a big bowl. So as you can see, there's a thumbnail for you. Nice big bowl of cream of rice. Put the calories on the screen for that. And just to recap, obviously last week, I was getting full of cocoa snaps. I've now got a redundant cupboard filled with 10 boxes of cocoa snaps. And that's down to me. That's because they don't fill me up. Like, that is a lot more filling, satiating, and yeah, I just prefer to feel full at this point. So hunger's kicking in. Appetite is a 9 out of 10, I'd say, but I'm not at that point yet where I'm sat chewing my fingernails and trying to find low-calorie recipes. I'm still just sticking to the foods that I've had in throughout the off-season and just eating less of them. And something like swapping Cocoa Pops for cream of rice is a no-brainer when it gets down to this sort of end of prep. And as you'll see, I've got a Ninja Creamy, and I will show you this machine later. Anyone that's dieting, if you don't have one of these, you need to get one. They are literally a game changer when it comes to prep. The first time I prepped, I didn't have one. They didn't exist. And then last year, we seen it on TikTok, and I thought, this is too good to be true. Tub of ice cream, literally bang on the money, depending on the flavour of protein, but we're currently using either white chocolate, raspberry, or brownie batter. It's like phenomenal, and it's like 140 calories. Bit of almond milk, scoop away, blend it up, stick it in the freezer, pop it in there just before bed, and it's absolutely terrific. But I will show you how that works later on meal 6 or 7, I think it is, depending on what you class as a meal or a snack. But I'm going to go and do some check-ins. I'll get this in me. Got some one-to-ones to then do, and then I will pick back up at meal 3. So welcome back. We are now on meal 3, and I'm going to prepare meal 4 as well, because they are exactly the same meal. And it's a classic bodybuilder meal: chicken, veg, and rice, and some Nando's hot sauce. Now, the reason I've got this out is because this is what I was eating 2 weeks ago. So the calories in this per half jar, which is what I was having, are 228 calories. So I swapped that out as I needed to reduce them, and I've now put in some Nando's medium, can't handle the hot sauce, medium sauce, and that one for the same sort of serving, equivalent serving, is 24 calories. So 24 from 230, 10 times less calories. I've swapped the pasta for rice because the rice, once again, is more filling for what I get for bang for buck out of that. So what I'm going to do, meal prep, 2 meals. I send this sort of stuff to my clients, anyone that wants to have 2 or 3 meals ahead of time. If you just triple it or double it, so I'm going to do double here. So normally I would have in here 125. I'm going to prepare 2 meals, so that obviously means I need 250. So I'm just going to weigh out my chicken. I hate the veiny stuff, so I cut that bit off. So I need 200, 125, I need another 50 grams. And again, I'm OCD with the chicken because a lot of people think, oh, no, it's fine, it's protein. But that's 249 grams, so I can actually squeeze in another gram if I'm really being OCD here. But yeah, we need to make sure that we are weighing our protein, whether it's whey, you know, if we're hungry, we don't just go and have another protein shake. Right, 250, so that is that done. I will chop that up now, season it, and my seasonings are always the same. They're the same throughout, you know, off season and prep, and weirdly I have cinnamon and I have smoked paprika, and the two of them go really well together. So what I will do now is I will chop these up, pop them in the pan. Again, another thing that I use is 1 calorie spray olive oil. I typically would use, in off season, a full bottle of olive oil, and I'd use probably 10 mil, and I'd always weigh that out off season as well. I'm gonna have 100 grams of veg. I use frozen veg because it's convenient and doesn't go out of date, it's cheap, and it's probably fresher because it's frozen when it's picked. It's not, you know, sat getting sort of miles on it from being driven across various parts of the country to get to the Isle of Man. So I'll prepare this now. I get 125 grams of rice, that's 250, so half a packet this meal, half a packet the next meal, and yeah, I'll get cooking. So meal 3, nice and simple. Meal 4 is in the fridge. 100 grams of veg, 125 rice microwaved, 125 chicken, and 40 grams of Nando's medium sauce. Bon appetit. Welcome back, meal 4. So I'm gonna have a scoop of glutathione. I'm gonna have this with meal 4. Meal 4, as I prepared earlier on. Glutathione just helps with a lot of things. It's basically an anti-inflammatory, so it helps with all of your health markers in the body, especially when you put your body through a significant amount of stress like we do. So meal 4, just done the deliveries for gym supplies. They are now delivered. Eating meal 4, which is the same as meal 3, which we ran through before. So, meal 5, 125 grams of 5% beef mince, 100 grams of chili con carne Tesco hot sauce, 125 grams of microwave rice, and a handful of jalapenos, just to give it a bit of spice in there. So this is actually 2 meals. There's mine and Christie's in there, so we have exactly the same meal, apart from mine has rice in it, and Christie's, sadly, rest in peace to her rice today, 392. So we just divide that by 2, and then I'll split that into the portions. Again, this meal used to be a lot more filling when it had 300 grams of sweet potato and 200 grams of rice in it, but diet life, hey? This meal used to be a lot more filling before, when it used to have rice in it. So the last meal, 6th and final meal, is a Ninja Creamy ice cream that requires 25 grams of whey protein powder, 250 ml of almond milk. You blend it up, stick it in the freezer, makes a solid block. Pop it in your Ninja Creamy. If you haven't got one of these, get one. And it's very loud, so put some music over this. Round 2 Ninja Creamy. It'll come out looking like that. Pretty like like snow. So add a little bit more almond milk. Say it's probably about 30 ml I add. And you can add more, you can't take it out. So, and then when the secret to these is, according to Christy, it's 2 plungers of toffee and 1 plunger of white chocolate, which is all available from Gym Supplies, as well as the cream of rice and the whey. Only the thing we don't sell is the almond milk. So I will put that in there and I will respin that. But first, cream of rice. Again, this is 2 separate meals in its own right. So cream of rice for the carb sauce, the Ninja Creamy for the protein sauce. I've got some dark chocolate as well to go with this, so whisk this up. And this is a sticky toffee pudding one I'm using here. Goes nicely with pretty much anything, but it's nice with your last meal as a dessert. Perfect consistency. And I will pop in there 50 grams of berries. Frozen berries, because who wants to go to Tesco literally every single day to get new berries? So I'll pop that in there, pop those away, respin that. 10 grams of dark chocolate, which is conveniently a square. The mint one's the best. And I will respin this, patiently waiting for it to shut up so I can see the perfect consistency of ice cream. Now look at that. Perfect. Now, that wraps up full day of eating. Pre-bed supplements, I'll run through those now. And then I'm gonna go and eat this in bed because I like to eat in bed. So wrap up the supplements. So pre-bed supplements, pretty much a clone of the morning. I actually add curcumin into this one. I keep that away in the morning so it doesn't affect recovery, or it doesn't affect the response of the body in terms of the inflammation that I want it to cause in the muscles. I add in minoxidil, which is an oral hair loss supplement, apparently. If it works or not, I've still got a full head of hair, so shout out to Manuel, I don't know how you pronounce it. So I will chuck those in my mouth now. Do it all in one. There's no big hard pills to swallow in this, so. Down in one. And PM vitamin C. And that is a wrap. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, drop me a comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you in the next one.